We've all seen the hate. We've all seen people bagging on the low-carb diet simply because, well, honestly, they're misinformed. So the whole idea of this video is just to lay down the law with science. I'm putting aside personal biases. I'm putting aside anything. I'm putting aside the fact that I've lost 100 pounds leveraging mostly fasting and a low-carb lifestyle. And I'm here to talk about just the scholarly articles and the university studies and the peer-reviewed research that breaks down the effectiveness of a low-carb diet versus a low-fat diet.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. Many of you already know these tricks and how low-carb gurus will try to mislead you with the science. Today we're going to take a look at this video and these sources cited by Thomas DeLauer, and I'm going to show you how he's fugazi and the way he's representing the science is misleading and irresponsible.
Let's talk about what can happen after a full year of doing this stuff. Well, there's a study that was published in the journal American Medical Association, which is one of the top journals out there, a journal that a lot of physicians reference, and quite honestly, a journal that a lot of other journals look up to when it comes down to cold hard facts. Well, this study was big. This study took a look at 311 participants, all of them overweight, but again, comparing low carb, but this time comparing low carb to low fat in 3 different ways. Well, they still found, after all of that, the low carb prevailed.
This is what he tells you, and this is what he shows you, but we're going to look at the actual study and watch how this narrative crumbles under any sort of scrutiny. This is the study that purportedly shows a comparison between the Atkins diet and 3 so-called low-fat diets. However, the Zone diet and the Learn diet are not low-fat diets. Dean Ornish's diet is a low-fat diet, so it's of the most interest here. The structure of this study was set up so that each of the participants was given one of these 4 diet books, and then they were assigned to a series of 1-hour classes led by a registered dietitian to go over the process of how to eat this diet. Depending on which diet each person was assigned to, the hallmarks of each program were emphasized so that the goals of each diet could be met and adhered to throughout the study. It's important to realize that the Dean Ornish group was supposed to eat no more than 10% of energy from fat. That's no more than 10% of their total calories from fat. This is where the study falls apart, especially if you're going to try to claim that it's a comparison between the Atkins diet and a low-fat program like Dean Ornish's. As you can see, the people in the Ornish group were eating nearly 30% of calories from fat by the end of the study, not the purported, emphasized 10% of calories from fat they were supposed to be eating. This is not the Dean Ornish program. Also note, the Atkins diet in this study is calorie restricted and the Ornish diet is not. Yet, the people in the Ornish group only got a meager 19 grams of fiber per day. That doesn't sound like a whole foods plant-based diet to me. The other 12-month study he cites as an alleged comparison between a low-carb and a low-fat diet is this study here, which if you look is structured from the beginning so that the low-fat diet group was still eating 30% of total calories from fat. Last time I checked, the typical standard American diet is between 30 and 35% calories from fat or above. So 30% calories from fat is not a dramatic improvement over the standard American diet, and it's definitely not a low-fat diet.
Because that is where everyone tries to combat a low-carb diet, saying that cholesterol levels are going to go through the roof. Now, if you've seen my other videos, you know I don't really care about cholesterol levels all that much. I do if they're out of control. That being said, let's roll right into the 2-year study that took a look at the Annals of Internal Medicine, which compiled a lot of different studies, and they found after 2 years, almost identical results to what happened after 1 year. So the results stayed the same and continued on.
This is the 2-year study he's referencing, purporting to show a comparison between a low-carb diet and a so-called low-fat diet. If we look at the structure of this study, like the other ones, the so-called low-fat diet group was assigned to eat 30% of total calories from fat from the beginning. It's unlikely that this is representative of a whole foods plant-based diet or any of the low-fat diets recommended by doctors like Dean Ornish or Dr. John McDougall.
The last thing I wanted you to do was be afraid of low-carb diets when it had to do with science. I broke this down for you. I chopped up all the myths that are out there regarding it, and I think that this is enough for you to decide whether or not it's for you. I'm not telling you one way is right or wrong, but I am giving you the facts.
Thomas, the facts are obscured when you misrepresent the science to promote your low-carb business model. For those of you that want a dose of the truth about this cholesterol denier, check out Thomas DeLauer, Worst of the Food Industry, and consider subscribing to the Red Pill Vegan channel.